Yeah, we back with another one. So today we gonna be talking about how basically Drake and Kendrick and everybody Jay Z and dissed. We all seen the diss drop. You know the freestyle. I got a link in the description to that little video to that whole thing. And I'm just here to talk about how basically Drake and Kendrick had more, all of them had more influence on the culture than Jay Z did. It's kind of like basically Jay Z had his time like a trap rapper, like any other. Because like once I think about the old Jay Z and how everybody refer to him, they refer to him basically like as one of a New York trap rapper like Cameron and shit. He was just more lyrical with it. So but Drake and Kendrick, they actually had more influence on the culture, right? Like for real, they really did, and it just shows that Jay Z kind of in the past 10 years, what has he done to even show that he still has that influence on the culture? He didn't do anything, he ain't went and did nothing. Like just for example, like he act like he owned Rock Nation. He just the boss of everything, and he don't answer to nobody. He just like the rest of the labels. He answer to UMG just like the rest of the labels, y'all. Like you gotta know this. Everybody is under that same umbrella. They can pay these dudes and females millions to go against each other. Now all of a sudden, Drake done went past Drake and Kendrick beef. Now he elevated to Drake and Jay Z beef. Like, come on now, the jig is up. Come on, everybody done seen what he said. Everybody heard what he said. But it's like they all under the same label. Everybody know this. I've been talked about this. A year ago. Everybody, if you've seen me before, if you've seen this before, Drake is already he signed the UMG. So it's like, come on, man, they not finna let them jeopardize their business in any kind of way. That's why Drake all in the album talking about let me out. You know what I'm saying? He probably want to get out. That's why he just going against everybody, probably trying to break a little rules or something. But they all stuck under the same umbrella. They know what they signed up for. He been signed through a massive multi-faced partnership. His music is specifically distributed and licensed through UMG's flagship label Republic. Every new label y'all see out here is owned by UMG. Take like for example, Interscope is owned by UMG. Everybody, everybody. That's it don't matter. East Coast, West Coast serves as a UMG's West Coast frontline label. They all owned by the same thing, and who knows who really owns them. But for example, Drake didn't have. This is one example how he had more influence on the culture. His Spotify reveals Drake is the most streamed artist in the company's 10-year history. The streaming giant breaks down the past decade by numbers. You don't get that kind. You ain't nobody said that about Jay Z. All the youngins, they don't even know nothing about Jay Z. All they hear is like, he a billionaire. Oh wow, what he do? Did he go sleep with Harvey Weinstein or that's what they gonna say now. But now 50 Cent done clouded him up so much with Diddy, he steady burning it. You heard what he said in the freestyle, but like for example, man, 444 was his last album in 2017, right? 262,000 albums sold or whatever. Pure album sale 174,000. Streaming the lip equivalent units 82,000. People stealing my shit and how I've been breaking all this down. Nobody was doing this through Google and just going through AI and all that. Now everybody doing it. Not just like how everybody talking about how all hip hop divided, using the term divided. Ever since I dropped a couple videos saying that or whatever and about Lucci or whatever, now it's all being used all the time. Whatever. But Drake's playlist project, what was that? He dropped More Life in 2017. And that sold 505,000 albums in the first week, right? Right? So that's still way more than Jay Z. This is all from 2017. This when Jay Z dropped his last album, 444. Like I said, Drake did more than that, 384.8 million streams all together. Like he purest traditional sales, 226,000, still more than Jay Z, still more than him. Kendrick Lamar though, he came out with Damn in 2017. He had a lot of hits, on there too. So everybody remember that. He still outsold Drake. Debuted at #1. They said Damn was the most commercially successful project, moving 18 million equivalent album units worldwide. Holds for the records as the highest performing first week and remains a massive streaming. Jay-Z just one of those artists, like I was saying, that he's saying everything Kendrick and them saying, but in the night, Kendrick and them saying it in a nicer way. You know what I'm saying? He more lyrical with it too. So it's like they got more influence than Jay-Z, y'all. So I don't even know why people are so surprised that. That's why it's not getting that much attention as people think. People probably just think like, who is Jay-Z? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you, these youngest don't know nothing about him. That's why he had to do it. He ain't had no choice but to come back and do that. Even Kendrick debuted at #1 over Jay-Z the same album, same year he dropped 444. So y'all tell me what's that is. And they still all in the same game. Like for example, man, even like Gamma, right? This is Kanye West label. He's supposed to be under Gamma, right? But Gamma is basically under UMG. That's who owns. You know, they not owned by UMG. They owned by a competitor to UMG. Basically, somebody from a former Apple Music executive, Larry Jackson, which is probably one of those high-ranking 1% motherfuckers up there who still own and control half of the world and shit. And they got they got labels. That's who Kanye West signed with. So that's why he going against everybody who basically under UMG and don't care. Like, cause Jay-Z is under UMG. So Sony, and Warner and UMG is the big three. But now you got Gamma who got their way in, and that's who motherfuckers been kind of, maybe that's who a lot of people going with because they say they got Sexy Red, Mariah Carey, Usher, Snoop Dogg, and Rick Ross. Like that's crazy. They got Maybach Music. Who knew that? The people went to them. They know. You know what I'm saying? So I guess they really know what they doing. But even Yo Gotti label, CMG, is owned by UMG. So Yo Gotti, all them gotta be, you know what I'm saying? They in it. They gotta do what they say. So Jay-Z, the jig is up. We all know, all y'all on the same team. Y'all all getting paid by all the same people to do this, man. So it's like, y'all got the same bosses. Ain't nobody owning a record label for real. This is another thing that I'm getting at. Nobody. Whoever y'all be saying, oh, I'm independent. No, they gotta get confirmation. They gotta get some kind of word, yes, from UMG in some kind of way. So, like I said, the jig is up. Let me know what y'all think, man.